Evening, guys. Okay, first off, happy Easter weekend and all that. Um, Tomorrow I will be going to see relatives and cousins and the like. So, yes, Nightwing, I am early. Okay, just felt like starting early. Whoop-de-doo. Um, Professor says I'm currently driving on the wrong side of the chat. Um, I see that you saw that video. Yes. Um, that was a minor thing. I'm not holding it against the person, but you know, just figured I'd toss a 17-second video for y'all's entertainment. Whoop-de-doo. Um, so tomorrow I will be with family, being that it is Easter Sunday. Um, Went shopping today. I know this is very exciting topics for y'all, but went shopping today. Found out that Easter candy is over. Um, they want what, $15 for like 8 ounces of the peanut butter Reese's eggs? Dude, I get those almost every year. This year, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go without. Like the only thing saving me right now is if they're at my cousin's, I'm stealing them tomorrow. Um, yeah, they are getting so damn expensive. It's ridiculous. Um, so getting to the good part of the title here, I guess you could say, the exciting part. Uh, I think I may have inadvertently prevented a robbery today. I say that kind of confused because I'm not entirely sure what happened exactly. So I'm gonna pull up uh, Google Maps here. So give me a minute, and I'm gonna explain the layout here, just so y'all um, can understand the story a bit. Okay, gotta wait for it to load here. Hold on. Oh, you gotta love Google Maps being a pain in the butt. So, alright, I guess I can go right here. If it will show, come on. Alright. And it's gonna be a pain in the butt. But let's see if I can. I'm trying not to give this a location too much. Give it away here. Let me. Let's see here. Hold on a minute. Technical difficulties. Well, maybe not. technical difficulties, but more of me trying to figure out how to do this without giving too much away, being that this is the internet. Um, does anybody know keystrokes on how to take a screenshot? Professor, I prevented a what? You prevented a Robert spelling, dude. Let's see here. Is there Alt C? Alt C takes a screenshot here. Let me see here. Hold on. And now it's being a pain in the ass because I clicked too many times. And now I've got random pop-ups from my toolbar. Okay. Anyway, now that that's gone, Professor says Alt C. That did nothing for me. Again, asking chat here how to take a screenshot of your of Google Maps here without giving away my location or near my location. If there was a way to hide the pop-up menus that are on Google Maps, it would be a hell of a lot easier. Give me a second here. Okay. Hey, look at that. I got the same thing that I got at work that I can use here. Okay. So we take screenshots of stuff at work all the time. So now am I able to share that here? Hold on. No. Window? Yes. Okay. I think this will do. Okay, are we showing things here? Yes. Okay. So let me get to that tab. So, give me a second here. Are you able to see my arrow here? Yes. Okay. Let me make that bigger. It does not want to zoom in. Why? Damn it. There's got to be a way to zoom in on this. Damn it. Hold on a second. Let me do this again. And this time I will zoom in more. Okay, that should be good. Alright. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but that'll do. Now for me to get to this window. Okay. So can y'all see my cursor here? I know it's a tiny little dot, but you'll have to forgive me for that. Is it working here? Okay, I'm gonna have to try to do this without actually seeing the window. I'm watching a screen within a screen. So let's see here. Yeah, it's working. Okay. So I was parked here at this pump where this blue car or Cadillac is over here. And over here, a Ford pickup crew cab with looked to be about 3 guys with masks, or at least they weren't. Their faces were covered, whether that was with t-shirts. One of them had a COVID mask, crap, that kind of thing. And I'm not sure if they were armed or not, but I'm standing right about here at this pump. I'm kind of in between. There's 2 pillars of brick right here. I'm kind of standing there. I have my gun exposed, like I pretty much always do. They pulled up to the pump that is opposite of where this lady is on their side. So they have that one, and then the one that I was at here. They're on the other side over here, kitty corner from me. I'm standing here, my truck looks pretty close to a cop car, bull bar and lights. And, at a quick glance, you're not going to look for specific markings. Again, I don't impersonate a cop. Now, first off, what I immediately noticed was their windows were kind of cracked, okay? And their windows were heavily tinted. I could see the people in the front, but I could not see the people in the back necessarily. I knew they had their faces covered. What tipped me off initially was they pulled up to the wrong pump for the side of the tank. Whatever side you fill up on your car. They pulled up to the opposite side of that. Okay. meaning they would have to stretch the hose across the truck. I always find it funny when people do that. So, um, digital says it smells like weed, question mark. Well, every car these days smells like weed in my area, so that's a typical. Anyway, um, they stop at the pump, and then they do a kind of a backup, right? Okay, and they look right at me. I look right at them, eye contact. Like, it wasn't just a quick glance, like I'm staring at them. They look at me. The guy in the back kind of nudges the guy in the front passenger side, and the guy in the front passenger side kind of looks back out the window at me. And then they pull away from the pump and head out this way towards the driveway where this guy is walking towards. They never got gas. They headed down the street here back into Detroit, or the direction of Detroit. Let me put it that way. Doesn't mean they're from Detroit, but I don't know what it was per se. It could have been something, but that's part of the reason why I'm always vigilant. You know, somebody pumping their gas probably wouldn't have noticed that kind of shit. And not to be sound racist here, but they were of a different skin tone, if you get my drift. Um, you know, typical thugs looking people. Again, not racist. Um, so I may have inadvertently saved the gas station here. The store owners came out the door here not 2 seconds later, looking at the truck as it's pulling away, like they were ready for a fight. And I'm like, did I walk into something that I didn't know about? Like turf war or some shit? I don't know. But um yeah, I don't know. I may have inadvertently saved the gas station. I find it funny because like you don't know this shit's going to happen. Um yeah. So, yay, I guess. I know I probably got you guys' hopes up saying that I stopped a robbery, but I mean, all indications, like if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, must be a duck. Or in this case, well, I can't say that on here. I'm terrible. Um, dude, okay, so Chrissy Cat says gang crap everywhere. Dude, you have no fucking idea. No idea. It's terrible here. Like, you, it's the type of gang activity shit that is obviously going on, but to the untrained eye, you don't see it. Not that I'm a trained eye, but I mean, I'm aware of people. Okay. I just looking at the three guys that were in there, I knew they were not up to any good. Okay. What initially made me look at them was the fact that they backed up and they were at the wrong side of the wrong pump for the side their gas tank was on. I find it funny when people do that, but um, when they first started pulling away, I thought that, oh, well, they're gonna just turn around and uh, you know, park their truck the opposite way. No, they just fucking decided, oh, let's go, let's get the fuck out of here. After giving me the stare down, and I didn't quite stare him down. I just kind of looked at him, kind of confused, like, what the fuck you want? You know, you want to go? I I don't know. My eyes went to my gun just naturally, and I put my arm on it as an armrest, as I do. I don't know. That might have scared them off. I don't know if they were planning to rob the place. I don't know if they were up to no good as it was, and they just stopped there for gas, or if they were planning to hit someplace else. But I never bothered calling the cops because I had no proof, and I didn't need to be accusing people of shit that, you know, I didn't see a weapon. I didn't see a gun. Yes, I saw some people with their faces covered, but, you know, it's a total my cousin Vinny type thing. Did you make a positive identification through all these crud covered screens, all these trees, leaves, and 100 yards down the road? You know what I'm saying? So, no, I did not get a plate, and I tried to search my um, dash cam for any evidence, but the thing it shut off just before uh, anything happened. So, because I turned the truck off, you're not supposed to run your car while you get gas. So, um, yeah, whatever, you know. So, um, I picked up some what is called plasti dip. It's basically plastic in a can at Home Depot today. I had to fix my mom's bird bath because that shit's been leaking for 2 or 3 years now because a cat tipped it over and shattered it, and I've been trying like hell between Flex Seal, Plasti Dip, and Gorilla Glue to try to keep this thing from leaking, and it's not really doing a good job. So anyway, it was the bird bath that was given to us by my cousins for my dad's funeral, so it has massive sentimental value. Um, I picked up some reflective stickers for the truck, like what you see on the trailer with the white and the red. Put that on the back bumper. Um, I had a scratch or a gouge in the protective vinyl of my B pillar of my truck from when I power washed it last weekend, and it's $250 to replace that vinyl protective sheeting on the B pillar of the door. I was not going to pay $250 for a replacement one, and so I got some black plasti dip and taped off that part of the truck and sprayed a bit of that, let it cure, and it doesn't. I mean, other than height difference from a distance, you really can't see it matched the color damn near perfectly. The paint on my winch is chipping off like a motherfucker for some reason. I think it's expanding and contracting with the heat. And I hit that with some of that plasti dip stuff, and it's like a rubber latex coating. So hopefully that'll protect it and keep it from chipping. It's supposed to not chip. It's like a flexible paint. It's like the grip stuff that you see on tools, the old-fashioned like Craftsman tools. Jim says, I bet they cased up another gas station. I wouldn't doubt it. I haven't seen or heard nothing on the scanner, so um, that's good, I guess. Maybe they just weren't in the mood to potentially be shot at today. So yeah, maybe they just went home. I'd like to think they just went home. So, um, but yeah, you don't know when shit's gonna pop off. Um, Jeff says, here, hold on. I'll pull this up. I'm going to embarrass you here, Jeff. I can find the comment. Happy Easter to itchy every one of y'all in chat and YouTube 101. Yeah, okay, so itchy, each and every one of you. And you too, wrong too. That's TOO, not TWO. So, unless you're speaking phonetically for all these southern folk in here, then I'll give that a pass. I'm terrible. Okay, let me drop the invite and we'll see where this goes. I got some funny videos to show later or soon here. I have not been following Trump as of this past week. I'm sure some shit's happened, but frankly, guys, I really don't care because I'm just sitting back here and watching everything fall into place, I guess. Not that some of it isn't exactly reassuring. Like I'm taking a back seat here because I know it's part of the process. Like you gotta cause some pain to fix some things. So I'm not really raising too many red flags right now. Um, and frankly, I'm just done with the doom scrolling. Um, yeah, I'm finally starting to feel like I'm starting to return back to quote unquote the normal me, the me before the bullshit that was the last 5 to 6 years. Um, so yeah. Hello, Jeff. Holy shit, ball.
Damn, I am, ain't
So how you been? Happy Easter weekend.
I? Same here, same here. But you really think you're gonna try to embarrass me?
No, I don't need to because you do that on your own.
Well, at least when I go buy a pair of shorts, I don't get them out of two toddler section.
I don't buy shorts, so I don't have to worry about that.
One good thing about shorts are you're not going to wear your knees out like pants.
That that's a Kamala Harris comment right there. That's a oh boy.
I was talking to Bushcraft about that the other week.
Holy shit, Watt's here. Been a while
Yeah,
since you've been
Damn,
up here,
what?
Watt.
damn right I'm here. What's up?
Uh Nothing. I'm sure you just heard everything, so
Did Jeff get a haircut?
Chris,
that's what I
no,
said. I said, holy crap, he's bald.
It's a nice beard you got going on.
Yeah, just
yeah,
transplant some of
Chris
that beard
Jack
up top
said,
and you're good.
yeah, I'm playing Santa Claus. Back off. Hey, look, you keep messing with me, Santa Claus is gonna bypass your house.
Most beards make people look older. Yours makes you look younger. What's going on here?
Hold up, wait a minute.
You just get good, that's all.
Jeff is so old that his beard makes him look young.
Dang.
Take that as a compliment, Jeff.
Well, he's only a month older than me.
Jim, don't antagonize my smart ass side, please.
Yeah. I'm gonna be good. There's too many nice people up in here tonight.
I'll give you a Trump update 101. The deportation to Venezuela have been temporarily halted.
Yeah, by the Supreme Court or something.
Bullshit. Bullshit. It's temporarily halted to the public. Knowing Trump, he's still deporting their ass.
Plus, there's a post today from, I think, 18. It's post 1200 or 1201 about the Trump card being played on the 20th.
Well, look, here we go again. What's supposed to happen this weekend? Something was
Easter.
supposed to happen. Now, I can't remember. No, not Easter. I think it was something toward Trump. Wait a minute. Hold on. What the hell's the date? 19? No, excuse me, tomorrow. Oh, that's right. It's 420 day.
Yeah.
You know, the next time Easter will be on 420 will be 2087.
If I'm lucky, I might see 2087.
Well, Easter's about as late as it can be. Some years it's in March. It has to do with the vernal equinox.
God, what? You just faced me, like, you made me face my own mortality there for a second. Like,
Well, if I'm still around, I'll be 99 years old the next
Like,
time
I'm
Easter's on
thinking-
420.
right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking here, like, holy shit, that's, like, when you think of it in years or decades, like, that's not that far away. Really. And
Not
then
really.
And then I'm thinking, like, I'm 30 and, like, oh my God, dude, I'd be in my 90s. And it's like, I'd be fucking dead by 2087. That's fucking wild.
By that time, I seriously doubt they're going to have Easter.
Probably I'll be digital.
Digital Easter.
All I know is the Easter bunny is supposed to run tomorrow. I'm not eating no eggs. Any rooster to have a marital affair with a rabbit, them eggs can't be that good. It's going to take you a minute to think about that, ain't it?
I'm not thinking about much of anything. I'm scrolling funny videos here trying to find.
But you got a pure Michigan video?
No.
The reason my beard is as white as it is called marriage and kids. Hey, a woman at the store asked me and Dixie yesterday, how long have we been happily married? I said, 4 years. Dixie said, no, we've been married 45. I said, that is not what she asked.
Fair enough.
It is true.
Out to the fast order, and we'll remember this as the last day of the Republic. Die Feindliche der ersten Ordnung und sich an diesen besonderen Tag erinnern, als den letzten Tag der Republik.
That's terrible.
I thought Dixie was in here to hit me with a bowl.
You know, Star Wars, they pulled some of their terminology and stuff from World War II and stuff like that. They use like
Yeah.
stormtroopers,
Exactly.
different terminologies.
Woo, mercy. That's about a
Jeff,
whole
I
bottle.
don't have a white beard and a black beard, so nobody can call you Blackbeard.
I have a black beard.
Yeah, I had one.
Yours is
No,
more
I'm just
brown.
kidding. Just kidding. That's fake news. I'm sorry.
Has more friends. And
What
your
the heck is that?
if you think your dad has friends, you're wrong. Your mom has friends, and they have husbands. Those are not your dad's friends. Why do none of our baby
Oh, I
boomers?
had one of those one time. Short grabber.
Yep, me too. We all did.
theories. 1, they forgot. 2, they want to be alone. Dads want to be alone. I'm not a dad, but I observed one. And he would go into a room and he'd read about World War II. All of our dads are cramming for some World War II quiz show.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to watch it. We're just going to change channels and see our dads winning $900,000 on Normandy trivia.
Dude, I'm already there. I've got fucking textbooks on World War II, and I'm not even a dad. It's fucking terrible.
Welcome to my life.
Right? I felt so called out when I heard that video.
What's going on with the governor of New York? I heard she's in trouble for embezzlement.
Who's that?
Well, Letitia James is in trouble for mortgage fraud.
Yeah, that's it.
Mortgage fraud.
She may be pulling some time over this one.
What does that even mean, mortgage fraud?
Well, she had her address as somewhere in Virginia, and she was involved with real estate deals, and it was false advertising. Houses that had 3 bedrooms, not 4. Like everything she signed was phony.
Okay.
She didn't have a residence in Virginia.
Hi, just graduated from college. Trying to get a job. Yeah. Do you have any experience? No, but that's why I'm here, because I just graduated from college and I'm trying to get it. You need
What
experience.
the heck is that black stuff?
Yeah.
I love how y'all are totally missing what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what the heck is that glue?
Right? Let's just go back here and ignore the black slime that the guy is putting in the cup.
I'll try.
Trying to get a job. Yeah. Do you have any experience? No, but that's why I'm here, because I just graduated from college and I'm trying to get it. You need experience to work your kid. Yeah, I understand, but I need to work to gain experience. Go find some work, kid. That's why I'm here. But you need experience. How am I supposed to gain experience without work? You find somewhere to work. That's why I'm here. You need experience. Dude, I need a job to pay off my student loan. Then go find a job somewhere. I am. Where have you gone? I came here. You need experience to work here. Yeah. Thank you for choosing McDonald's. How can I help you? Yes, McDonald's is hiring. Drive through up to the next window and I'll hand you an application. Yes, and with your medium-sized Big Mac meal.
The whole point is he has a college degree and he's trying to get a job at McDonald's.
I have experienced this minus the McDonald's thing.
I have, yeah.
Personally, like they tell you need experience, and in my fields it was like 10 years experience. It's like, how the fuck are you, dude? You are asking for an entry-level job here.
Why do you think so many people lie to get a job?
Right?
And then when they get the job, right there on the spot, dude, you ain't never done this before. Get your ass out the door.
As far as like legal jobs, I always just kind of been at the right place at the right time. It was just, I hadn't worked for a whole lot of different companies. It just always kind of work out when it was time to go somewhere else. It just, it happened.
Well, I'm like this. When I go to apply for a job, I want to do it face to face. Every job I've had, I've got from talking to people.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
I've applied online and everything. Them assholes ain't gonna call you.
Dude, until I landed where I'm at today, it took me 75 applications and 5 interviews. And then only then did I get 2 companies fighting over me, the one I'm working for now and the other one that my friend recommended. So, because he worked there, that we came from the medical supply place that I worked for. We both kind of quit at the same time. So either way, so Jeff's tactics kind of worked a little bit.
I'm seeing places that you would have never thought would offer a sign-in bonus, offering bonuses just to get people to come in and work.
Dude, GM was offering like massive sign-on bonuses. It's
Hell,
like, dude,
one time Burger King was. I'm talking here.
Wonder how much that was.
Hey, beers. Cheers. Cheers. Weather. So much weather. Beers.
Cheers to beers.
Fish picks.
Fish picks.
Oh, not a fish pick.
Well, I suppose. Beers.
Pure
Damn,
Michigan.
they sound like old people.
Yeah, that's typical.
Are you serious?
Oh, dude got hit in the nuts.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
And then he gets smacked across the face. God, it's terrible.
One thing about getting jobs, many car dealerships in my area were giving bonuses if to get a certified mechanic. And the place I used to take my truck to be inspected, the guy had to shut down the business. He couldn't get another mechanic because the one he had quit because he got a better job.
Yeah. Yep. It's happening in real time on certain trades, certain venues for sure.
Well, just like your trade, Watt, there's a shortage of electricians, there's a shortage of plumbers and HVAC guys.
Oh yeah, across the board, all trades. Yeah. Some more than others, but are all affected for sure.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that would be invented in Michigan.
Oh, man.
Like, it makes
Somebody
so
that
much...
was born in Alabama and moved to Michigan.
Right. Exactly, what? Exactly.
Did you hear about Alabama? They tested okay, all the states in this country that were locked down, the blue states, the kids tested lousy in their tests. The scholastic test, Alabama soared.
No kid.
Alabama did what?
Okay, all the red states, Alabama increased way higher than most states did in their academic stuff.
Oh, when you're at the bottom, you can only go up. What do you expect?
Hold on a minute. Let me speak to that from personal experience. They helped me back in school when I moved to Alabama because they were so advanced down there compared to up here that they had to hold me back a grade.
It's because they adopted the Georgia curriculum of 1982.
In Alabama, it doesn't spend as much per student. You look at some states like Baltimore, okay, cities like Baltimore, New York City, they're spending $18,000 to $20,000 per kid. I've read online, these teachers have to pass these kids. 40% of the kids in the cities can't do simple arithmetic and can't read, allegedly.
Dude, my history book when I was in school in Alabama was from the 1960s.
That's a good one to have.
You know how when you check out a library book and you could go back and see the people that checked it out, with a little card in the front? I had names from 1966 in that history book because they would write the kid's name as to who it belonged to on that card, and it's fucking wild.
I remember those days.
So here's European roads versus our roads.
You guys have these winding, narrow country roads with hedges on each side of the road, and they're like one lane. And then you're like, oh, is this a one-way street? No. Two-way street. Okay, but what happens when two cars are driving at each other on these winding, narrow country roads? Well, obviously, the car that's the biggest pussy drives into the ditch, waits for the other car to drive by, drives out of the ditch, and carries on their way. Okay. And what's the speed limit on these roads going to be? I'm assuming 20, maybe 30 miles an hour? No, 60 fucking miles an hour.
That's actually kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Really? shit.
That's why they don't have big cars.
There isn't room for a cop to get people for speeding. Where's the cop going to park?
I don't know about up there where y'all at, but if you can drive on the road for a couple of hours and not see one, that's excellent. But just as soon as you get into your gas pedal, you're going to find them. They come out of your front.
Dude, the cops were out in force today. It was like every turn I made, so I went to the dollar store, right? Guys, cops sitting in the back corner waiting for people. I turn into my subdivision. Cops sitting behind the doctor's office waiting for people. It's like, yeah. There's oh my God, I've never seen them out in force like I did today.
Well, now, it used to be they would sit in car washes, and catch people going. But it got to the point that it was entrapment. And if they sit in a car wash at nighttime, they had to have the lights on.
I don't know what this is, but I need it.
That's a semi and it's a pop-up, like a single shot.
Yes, it's a break-open semi-automatic shotgun. It's based off of the M1014. That's basically the John Wick shotgun. An LAM4.
Pro model.
I don't know about you, but I don't know if I need an automatic with that kind of a trigger.
No.
It's hardly any recoil.
How do you hit the gear?
Damn, how many rounds that thing hold?
5.
No.
About 10.
No.
Yeah, more than
was
5
just,
come out of there.
Maybe 8.
Look. Come on. Don't do this to me.
Back that thing up a little bit more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
10.
Yeah,
No,
8.
that was slow-mo.
Oh.
You
8 of them.
No, watch it, okay?
I did watch it. He shot 7 and he shot 1 more.
3, 4.
Right.
That's 5.
8.
3, 4, 5. 6. Wait. Hold up. What the fuck? I gotta go back there. What? Hold up.
That's what that 1965 textbook taught you?
Shut up. It was a history book. It wasn't a math book.
Well, you got to count in history. You got to know the years.
Hold up. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, that was 8. Okay. Yes, that was 8.
But he has a lot of experience. There's only one drawback to a gun like that. If you're going to use that for hunting, in some states you got to have a plug in there, where you can only have 3 rounds in the shotgun.
That is not a hunting shotgun. I'll tell you
I know that, but I'm just saying.
This place here actually exists, but somebody's changed the first letter.
Welcome to fucking. I will now show you fucking a beautiful village situated on the doorstep of the Austrian Alps. Behold the fucking church. Of course, Catholic, with the priest currently away taking up a missionary position in Congo. Here we have the fucking school, where the fucking children learn everything there is to know about fucking. Geht's in the Schule?
Ja, zusammen.
Zusammen. I must say, I more and more enjoy fucking children. They are really polite and so innocent.
That just is not wrong. Not right, dude. Like, what the fuck? That is so wrong. The fuck. But
And
it's actually a place in Austria. Somebody changed the name of it. It's Dunning, I think.
Yeah, because that's English in Austria. I mean, they speak, more than one language. Most of the people there.
Let me see here. No, it's fugging. Fugging.
Okay.
Austria. Yeah. I can see why somebody changed the name of that.
I can too. But you want to talk about weird names? Just pull it up on the internet. We got a Climax, North Carolina. Think about it.
Where'd you go, Holly?
Sounds pretty climatic.
We even got a fuzzy navel somewhere around here.
It's like here we got a street called The End. Where do you live? The End.
At the crossroads of dead and end.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Judy B.
What's your emergency? 911, what's your emergency?
I'm dead. I think I'm dead. Oh, time's going by really, really, really slow and my heart's beating backwards.
What makes you think your heart's beating backwards?
Well, normally it goes goop boop, and now it's going boop goop.
Are you having any other symptoms?
I can see sounds. I can hear colors. I forgot how to shit.
Sir, have you taken any illegal substances?
No, I just ate a brownie that a drug addict gave me, but that ain't got nothing to do with my emergency.
And what's your emergency, sir?
I measured my butt crack 3 times, and it was longer each time. I'm split into 2 people. Ooh, there's like 17 more brownies on that plate. I'm gonna finish them off and call you back.
Damn. That's a good problem.
I'm gonna finish him off and call you back. Oh Lord!
And eating edibles goes wrong.
Right? I feel like that would be Jeff if he ate a whole plate of pot brownies.
Would you believe me if I'm now wait a minute, let me finish. My boss man got into that. Okay.
Oh, shit.
He brought about 8 of them to work one day. I ate 4 of them. Nothing happened. They ate 1 and got plastered.
That's hilarious. Here's a good one.
Yeah.
Picked them up and we went to IHOP. And we were hanging out, having a great time. I was showing him pictures of Whistler and stuff. And then the guy brings the bill, and I give him my credit card, and he goes, "Okay, I need an ID for that." And I go, "Yeah, no problem. I only have my passport because I just flew in from Canada." And he said, "We don't take those." And I said, "Yep, you do." And he said, "I need a driver's license." And I said, "That is a passport." And he said, "I need a state-issued ID." And I said, "Have you heard of the states that have become united?" Because there are 50 of them, and they all got together and made me that book. That's like 49 extra driver's licenses. As a matter of fact, if you handed me your driver's license, I would use it as a bookmark in my passport. And he grabbed it and threw it into my lap, and he goes, "That's an ID to travel around the world." And my daughter goes, "Isn't this the International House of Pancakes?"
Oh, dang.
Fantastic.
Yes, ma'am. It is, Tasha. It is I.
You guys always ask me like why I was so
Really?
fascinated with Japan, or like why I want to go have a bowl of ramen there and that kind of thing. This is like if I had a reason to start drinking, it would be to drink whatever this guy
Ramen.
makes.
That's
Here.
weird. I just saw some of this guy's videos the other day for the first time. I'm like, where the heck did these videos come from?
Yeah, dude. Like,
Where he shaves the ice and he just
right,
a whole presentation of
right.
Drop a link.
What?
Drop a link to it. Or can you?
Yeah. Give me a second.
I mean, this guy's like the samurai of cocktail making.
I showed
Yeah.
Dixie a
Bless you.
video. I showed Dixie a video of a Japanese steakhouse for the first time, and she was fascinated with that.
Yeah. So this is like, again, I would if I was a drink guy that would chronically drink, I would spend my nights suffering in a bar such as this. What's so funny?
Oh, I'm watching the video.
Just lights the fucking place on fire.
Hell yeah.
That gives me an idea.
And
Don't
not
do
only
it.
that, but does it in a clean white suit and then wipes the flames off the table like a badass.
It's like the John Wick of mixology.
Right?
But you know, they've got certain schools and stuff where I'm pretty sure that's in Japan, so they're way more advanced, but they've got schools that teach people how to do stuff like that.
Right.
And they don't have a migrant problem. Actually, my son's been to Japan a few times. In Japan, the people live in such small houses. Like the apartments are like 400 square foot, unless you're really wealthy.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Depends.
mind visiting. I've always
Really
found it
friendly.
fascinating.
And you
It's
can't
because
publicly broadcast the Bible in Japan.
the
It's against the
reason
law.
the reason the houses are so small is because the land is so valued. They crammed as many people into the land as possible. Being that Japan is so technically small, land mass wise,
Mm-hmm.
your
Well, now,
square footage is very valuable. So,
hang on. When they bury people over there in Japan, they don't lay them down; they stand them up.
no, they actually stack them. I know that sounds weird, but if you've ever seen a Japanese cemetery, they actually bury them above ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like mausoleums and
Okay.
their headstones are the size of their whole grave because it's family plots and shit. I forget the exact technicalities.
Yeah, hiking is
I
really
went
there
to
in
school.
Japan.
I read that in one of the history books.
I'll be right back.
Put it in perspective, like land mass size, Japan is roughly the size of California.
Yeah, and Dana B is right. Actually, I was looking up hiking boots once, and there's companies in Japan that make hiking boots, and they're like $1,000 a pair. Can you believe that?
Shit, that's for your size. I wouldn't even imagine my size. I had to put a deposit down.
Just for like the kind I've gotten from Italy.
They'd have to use the whole bull on mine.
I mean, everything's expensive there.
Me and you ain't too far apart in height.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, we'd have to go in halves to buy a bull to get us a pair of boots made.
Oh,
And the Japanese people, from what my son said, are really friendly.
Well, you know what they say about men with big feet, right?
It's hard to find the shoes.
My feet. Yeah, my feet need to catch up.
What size shoe do you wear, Jeff? If you don't mind me asking.
13 and a half.
It's pretty specific.
I got to get that half in there.
Well, that makes a difference.
Well, see, if I wear just a 13, my toenails pop out.
It's better to have a shoe or boot that's a hair big than a hair too tight.
Hey, you got that right.
Well, if you're going to wear really thick, heavy socks like I do, sometimes you want room in them.
That's like a woman wearing high heels.
Oh, I got a joke you might like, Jeff. A blonde joke.
So let's hear it. Lay it on us.
Okay, this couple was listening to the radio because there was a weather alert in their town to find out what side of the street to park the car on. And the weather alert said you have to park your car on the even side of the street so the snowplows can get by. Then a week later, the same thing happened, and the weather alert said you had to park your cars in these people's street on the odd number side. Then the next week they missed the weather alert, and the blonde-haired wife says to her husband, "What side of the street are we supposed to park the car on?" And he goes, "I don't know. Why don't you just keep the car in the garage?" Hey, Steph Richards here. Good to see you.
Hey, I did not tell that blonde joke tonight, ladies. So y'all go after Jim on this one.
Well, I used to be blonde many years ago.
Okay, I can't say nothing. Can't say it.
Oh, man.
So Jeff, I'm pretty sure you're not familiar with this guy, Stiff Richard, huh?
He shows up when I do a live show. I see him every here and there.
Wyatt got the joke. I'm glad.
Stiff crowd.
No, I was thinking something else, but okay.
Can Bushcraft still find the link?
PG version.
Yeah, give me a second here.
Uh-oh.
To get him the link.
I got something. I don't know if you guys looked at my family tree. I have an ancestor. His first name was Bushrod. Maybe.
That's okay.
First name?
The first name Bushrod.
Nice.
Oh no!
I can't top that one.
Like how far back, Jim? Like 1700s?
Let me go find him real quick.
Oh my God, he's gonna give me an exact date. That's fucking nuts.
1733.
Hey, you asked for it.
Well, I'm thinking here, like, okay, you know how when you introduce somebody, like, Your Majesty, Sir Bushrod, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm going back to one of the emails I sent my son.
Sir Bushcraft.
Hello.
Hey, Bushcraft.
What's up? What's up? Hey, Bush.
His name was Bushrod Temple Boswell. I'll put it in private chat.
Nice.
I still have all my.
What a name.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it here pretty soon though.
What, your beard?
I might do that too.
See, I trimmed mine a little bit.
Please film it. I want to see
Film
you film it. Yeah, like the
It's
beard
just
trimming.
hair.
Well, the beard trimming, dude.
Oh,
I'll save it. I'll save it for Jim.
The fuck?
Hold on for a minute. Wait a minute. 101, you like breaking news and stuff like that for the first time, don't you?
Okay, what do you got, Jeff? That's 6 months old.
You ever heard of a pickle dog?
I've heard of a wiener dog.
Now,
Yeah.
this is
Michigan
pickle dog. Don't
Sorry,
say nothing,
CJ, it
Bushcraft.
took so long.
What, Jeff?
I tell him, Bushcraft, don't spoil it. Don't say nothing.
What am I
But
going to say?
but me and somebody else is gonna try a pickle dog on a live show. It's something you eat. And
Wow.
we just wondering if you or Bushcraft want to host this live event. He's thinking.
What?
Well, I don't know if I'll be hosting much of anything here lately.
I am so confused. Right.
I get Kermit, but I'm too far away from him.
Did you get it, Bushcraft?
Huh?
Did you get
Obviously not.
Did I get what?
Well, you said you had an interview.
Yeah. Which again, that's supposed to be private there, Jeff.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Internet is not a nice place, and I'm already hated as it is.
Right.
I'm
CJ, yes, a pickle dog.
A pickle dog.
I named it.
So is it a Chihuahua?
It's about
my brain hurts trying to understand.
We just put a pickle on a bun and dress it up like a hot dog and eat it.
You have no idea how close you are.
That is so
wrong. Is it as good as a potato chip sandwich?
Don't know. Never had one yet.
A wiener dog.
So Jeff's saying he's willing to eat pickles and wieners, huh? Okay, I see his asphyxiation here.
It's called. I named it pickle dog. Okay, and they got a bunch more stuff. I'm seriously thinking about. What price?
You know, it's, I'm sorry. You know, it's bad when somebody mentions a pickle dog and then says, "But wait, there's more." That's pretty bad. You know how like they always go, "But wait, there's more." Fuck.
No, Grace. It's not a vein of sausage.
Oh no.
Grace. It just hit me. Please don't say nothing because I know you've been on the internet looking also.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, hurry up. What, did you get caught in time warp or something? Price of turkeys down here today was 99 cents a pound.
Damn.
What, for a whole turkey, you mean?
No, minus the feathers in the neck.
Okay. Well, because of Easter, everybody's got ham on sale. You know,
Right.
the spar was priced.
Yeah.
Anyhow. This is 101 show, not mine. Hurry up. Come on.
What?
I'm waiting for you to show the next
Y'all wait.
video.
Yeah. No, I ain't got no more.
Damn, what's wrong with you tonight?
Piss off.
My mom says she's going totally against the grain tomorrow. She says she's making spaghetti. And I said, I'm down with that.
Why is that considered against the grain? What is she normally?
I don't know. We always had ham. If she would cook a Thanksgiving meal, it was usually a ham. She cooked
Oh,
the
I
ham
see.
and sides, you know, like ham, potato salad, and whatever your sides may be.
Against the
Yeah.
typical Easter dinner, I see. Okay.
I'm doing ham biscuits tomorrow.
There you go.
Ham biscuits.
Damn right. The Hawaiian style rolls.
I'm
Oh
skipping
man,
Eastern.
doing it fancy.
Why are you
It's
skipping
fancy.
Easter, Bushcraft?
Too expensive.
Fair enough.
I get well. It's like this. If it wasn't for our grand youngins, we'd probably be eating what's eating spaghetti. But we do not get to see our grand youngins maybe about 2 or 3 times a year. That's it.
That's pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, you're right. It is. But they're in school, so we can't go up there during the day. On weekends, they here, there, and everywhere, and we practically have to make an appointment to see them.
Pretty
Fried
bad,
olive.
actually.
I never heard of a fried olive unless it's on a sub.
Dude, what the fuck is going on outside? It's like they're
Wow.
bringing it. They got a chopper overhead. It's probably a life flight medical chopper. It's flying so low. It's shaking the house here.
It's like WKRP. They dropping free turkeys for everybody tomorrow.
Well, no, I'm actually feeling like you know when you hear a low frequency and it's like a rumble, or like
Yeah.
someone's playing low or like thumping type bass music. Yeah,
Right.
like that's what I'm hearing outside my walls right now. It's shaking my house.
That don't sound like a life flight helicopter. That sounds more like a damn Huey or something flying over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, what the fuck? Did World War III start out there?
Mothership.
Right. If I didn't if I wasn't in a direct flight line to Detroit, I would say it was suspicious. But
Well, 101, you got helicopters. Harvest Mary Moon's got a hell of a cat fight going on outside. Wait a minute, the 4-legged cat or the 2-legged cat?
Well, every now and then I hear a low flying, it's probably a cargo plane with propellers. And you can hear the vibration inside the house.
Well, trust me, when you hear or see low flying planes or helicopters in my area, they looking for illegal stuff growing.
It's finally back to normal around here, man. It was every year during the Masters, there's so much air traffic. The airports, then your private planes and stuff like that. It's nonstop.
Yeah. Now we got a private airport probably 10 miles up the road.
Speaking of planes, wildlife, ASC and Bernie were spending $15,000 just to fly out to LA, and they're calling everybody else oligarchs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They're the ones that are the oligarchs.
CJ, that don't normally happen. They looking for something.
They had some out there. I don't know how much they were, but I mean, they were nice.
Yeah, it costs $1,400 to get in to see them speak.
Shoot, I will never be there not for $1,400. I don't care what they're talking about.
And anybody that spends that kind of money isn't dirt poor. They had a big crowd there. They showed on the news.
If something's that valuable, they should be telling everybody for free.
Oh, really? Well, Harvest, you ain't too far from the Air Force Base, for one thing. Shit, next time throw a rock at one of them. Get you a slingshot. light a smoke bomb. You have no idea how much trouble I got into in my younger days on kind of smoke bombs.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're good for groundhogs.
And dude, when you're about 13 or 14 years old and live in the city, you don't know what a groundhog is. Okay. Let me say this. I accidentally, purposely put one inside of a police car.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Were the police inside the car at the time?
Yeah.
What kind of trouble did you get in?
Nothing. We didn't open the door.
Speaking of airplanes, I think there's been 29 planes violate Mar-a-Lago airspace this year.
I don't know. Could be the paparazzi, you know. Everybody's got to get their shot. $1 million shot of something happening.
Something like that is a statute of limitations.
Oh yeah, heck, that was 80 years ago. Yeah, you're good.
Well, not quite.
It's gotta go out.
And slingshot was awesome back then too, boy. My parents had to get me out of town. My parents had to get me out of town. I got into trouble.
Bushcraft, are having a big dinner tomorrow?
Nope. Remember, I said I was skipping it.
Are you fasting now?
Nope. Just poor.
Poor. Damn, dude.
You figure all the trimmings and stuff, that comes up to a lot of money.
Yeah, it does. I did not realize how much money I'd spent buying all this.
And Easter itself is a man-made gimmick.
It's funny you mentioned that.
I'm going to put it to you like this. It may be man-made, but the point of the matter is who you're representing when you celebrate it, okay?
Well, then you celebrate his resurrection. You don't celebrate an Easter bunny that poops eggs out that you eat.
In a matter of speaking, I agree. You know,
I don't have anything wrong with people, you know, celebrating Easter or anything. It's
well,
I look at it a different way now.
I'm not going to fault you on that, but what I'm saying is, you got a kid that's 4 or 5 years old. He's not going to understand right off the bat, but you've got to grab their attention, and through the years, explain to them why we celebrate Easter, why we celebrate Christmas. Okay? That's how I look at it.
I was looking up articles about Easter, you know, different stories and stuff like that. But, you know, the first thing that was popping up is articles like Easter headlines that kicks America spending holiday season kicks off, and it starts telling all these numbers and stuff. And one website had it projected. I think it was $23.6 billion they estimated Americans were going to spend this year on Easter.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I used to
Easter is a
do.
pagan holiday, truthfully.
I have five kids. Anywhere from $20 to $30 a basket when they were younger.
Yeah.
Dude, remember you could walk into the aisles anywhere into most grocery stores and just see lines of Easter baskets? Nowadays, it's
Yeah.
just a little like end cap
Maybe, yeah.
Try to find
or
something for Thanksgiving.
or a little like section they put up temporarily or whatever off in the corner. It's not like
Yeah.
it was a big to do. Everybody get your, break out your Easter ornaments or any of that crap anymore.
Well, I heard on talk radio today, they expect Easter spending to be down because of candy prices.
Oh yeah, like I said,
Oh,
for
I
an
bet.
8-ounce peanut butter egg,
Yeah,
the recent,
Bidenomics.
they wanted $15 for that shit. I'm like, hell no.
even the stuff online, the ollies that I get all the time, I couldn't believe how high the prices were. And people, because of the economic uncertainty with these tariffs, people are just freaking out.
I'm not.
I'm not either.
Surprisingly.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. The best time to buy Easter or Christmas, to be honest about it, is after the holidays.
Of course.
Buy for
Not
next
too
year.
much anymore because they're putting that stuff back for the following year now.
After
Yeah,
Christmas,
watch 'em.
I got Hershey Kisses at CVS for half price.
The dollar stores you can still go and get the stuff cheap, but like at Walmart,
Yeah.
Christmas time, we went looking for the day after Christmas, and they said they took it and put it in the back. So they're going to save it for the following year.
Dude, like, this is getting ridiculous. I'm sorry. And I don't mean to sound like a chronic consumer when I say this, but you're not finding the quality of things anymore. It's not just a matter of finding anything and everything. It's a matter of you're starting to eat into the basic necessities of America. Like I'm seeing restaurants close. I'm seeing stores close.
Thank God.
It's what?
Well, Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
They have 3 flavors of sundaes now. That's it. Strawberry, hot fudge, and
vanilla.
What happened to their blizzards?
That's a blizzard.
Yeah.
I said a sundae. They have only 3 kinds. I forget what was it peanut butter? I don't know. Anyways, but the same thing with shakes. Because I remember getting like butterscotch. I remember getting pineapple and different things. They have 3 different flavors. That's it.
Don't think about it. Right.
And if you go, except for the specialty things they keep popping up with, butterscotch. That's what it was. It was either butterscotch or caramel. I'm not sure, but anyways, like they got like Pepsi. They got rid of a lot of different name brand flavors and stuck to what sells the most.
They downsized and condensed everything.
Same thing with Gatorade, lemon lime.
Speaking of Gatorade, before I forget, I'm sorry, hold on. Before I forget, Gatorade, the dimple on the bottom of the jug or the
it holds the top.
Well, whatever. They are making it bigger, and it's actually going up the center of the bottle, so you get less drink for your money.
And more money.
I saw a comparison of Pringles from just prior to the
Oh.
pandemic to now, Pringles has gotten 25% smaller.
Yeah, you can actually put the can inside the other can.
Not just the
Oh,
can,
man,
I'm talking the chip too. Like,
Yeah, but the whole can's shrinking because the chips are smaller. But
yeah,
you can actually stick the can inside. Not even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. It was like just post pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
And one thing you got to remember about these dollar stores, the first time, it wasn't even a dollar store. The first time my wife and I ever went to, it was a 99-cent store where one of my sisters lives outside of New Brunswick, New Jersey. And we couldn't believe it. There weren't dollar stores until like the mid 90s.
Well, what pissed me off about 10 or 15 years ago is I went to the dollar store, and on the way home I passed a 99-cent store.
You guys ever hear of a place called I think it's called Burlers? It's an
Called
old
what?
Burlers.
No.
It's
Really?
well, in my area here, it's like one of like 3 locations. They're the last standing like 89-cent store in existence here in Michigan. It's yeah, like you walk in, it's like you walked into the 70s, dude. Their cash registers are like 1970s. Their
Yeah.
title is 1970s. If you're looking for like you know how washing machines run on the old drive belts?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
want one.
like if you are looking for one of those, you can find it there. If you're looking for light bulbs that are strange wattages, you can find them there. It's an oddity store at this point. They sell jeans that are fucking $50 a pop a pair. It's fucking ridiculous, but they're really good quality jeans.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find them.
There's a jean company in someplace in North Carolina. I can't remember the name, but allegedly they took over and they're making the closest thing that Levi's did when they first came out. And there ain't too many companies that do what they do. Have you heard of that company up there?
No, but if you ever find Burlington socks that are made in North Carolina, a few years ago I got this winter socks from Ollie's Outlet, and I have pairs I've been wearing for 5 years in the winter, and the heels haven't worn out. Other brands of winter socks, the real thick ones, in 1 year,
Yeah, that's a good sock.
Now, I don't know if Burlington makes jeans or not.
They don't make them, but the store carries, name brands, Levi, Wranglers. There's another one. Pointer. Well,
I missed
Pointer
my 501s button flies. Oh, I miss those jeans.
There's still a few American denim makers, but they aren't many. A lot of that stuff was outsourced.
Yeah, and Levi's jeans are way thinner.
Too.
Levi's used to use 14 3/4 ounce denim. Now they're down to like 12.5 or 12 ounces.
Oh yeah, get less for your buck.
Then you got to remember, a long time ago in the 70s, before they had you can actually get it now, but they're really expensive. They call it salvage denim. There was a time where the denim, the material was made on a loom that was, done by hand, and that denim was just a denser material. Everything, the denim that's on a machine loom isn't as dense.
Harvest Mary Moon, that's either Mebane or Thomasville. And I'm thinking more Thomasville. Won't know what the furniture capital of the world was. And I'm thinking Thomasville because they got that big chair sitting out front. And wait a minute. Back up.
Augusta, Georgia.
Somebody up here said something about Wrangler. Al, I don't think Wrangler suck. I'm still got 3 pair from 15 years ago I'm wearing today. Wrangler and Levi Strauss, in my opinion, are about the two best jeans they've come out with.
I like the Wrangler rugged wear. They have deep pockets, so I can put a lot of ammunition in them. I remember years ago, like 30 years ago, buying the cowboy jeans. They use a thicker denim, but the pockets aren't as deep. I like having deep pockets.
When the storm hit,
go ahead.
I'm not. Go ahead.
Hell, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
When the storm hit, I went and I found. I mean, it was like the perfect day. I found a pair of Wranglers that was in my size, but they were sold as like extra durable. They had like extra little pockets and like Velcro, like if you're doing trees and that type of stuff. So that'd be perfect, you know. Dude, the first day I got them, the first day I blowed those suckers out. Man, I said those ain't worth a crap. I took them back and got my money back.
And I don't like the cowboy jeans because the label was on the back pocket, and you could feel that sitting down on the tractor. And actually, none of the Wranglers are made in the USA unless you buy their $200 a pair of salvage denim. Like the Wrangler rugged wear is made in Mexico. Then,
shoot, no. As soon as I took a knee, the whole crotch blew out. I said, ain't that just a beautiful day?
And now I got some Wrangler jeans at Ollie's Outlet clearance for less than $10. They're the stretch denim, and they're made in Pakistan or Egypt.
I agree, but it's got to the point now. I prefer build overhauls ahead of anything else.
Guess what? That's what I'm gonna have to resort to, man. You know.
And I can't wear carpenter jeans. That the hammer loop that'll get caught in stuff, tree branches. Try to go in the kitchen. One of those could get caught in the knob to a cabinet.
It's carpenter use. That's why. You know.
Yeah.
If you had your hammer in there, you wouldn't get caught.
You find a hammer big enough that it could stay in there.
Anything I buy, clothing item, I think I'm more into durability. How's it going to hold up when I use them as work pants?
Yeah. Dude, I just get lucky if I find my size.
That's
what
why I like Bill.
I bet you're a 34 or 36 inseam.
Yeah, that and the waist combination. Yeah, I'm gonna just have to start wearing overalls. Hey, everybody just gonna think I'm a farmer. Nah, it's just what I found that could fit.
And with all the migrants, you think they would start making shorter inseams?
What waist size are you? What?
I got 38-40.
I'm about a 38-30.
I'm at 34 or 36-29.
Damn 101. What are you?
He's still shopping in the kids section.
What are you all talking?
Pant sizes. Clothing
26.
26 what?
26.
Toddler.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Size 12.
I would never make fun of one.
I'm down to 32 again. Probably a little bit less than that, but less.
And how
I
tall are
couldn't
you?
stand at 32.
How tall are you, Butch?
6.
The fuck?
I thought you was about 6'5", 6'6".
No.
You mean tell me I'm about an inch taller than you are?
I have no idea.
I'm only 5'8.5". I haven't measured myself in years.
The beard gives the perception that someone is taller. So I mean, that is you could be right. You could appear to be 6'7".
You and 101 ain't too far apart in size.
So I'm in the middle of looking for this that thrift store I mentioned, or that dollar store or whatever. And I'm just scrolling through like Street View and shit.
Yeah.
And dude, The Google car has not updated the U-Haul storage facility since it was a fucking Kmart. What the
That's
fuck?
weird. One of the Kmart's here, they turned into a U-Haul place. And I'm
But look
thinking,
at
why the
that.
heck did they put a
The
U-Haul place there?
The image capture date is August 2018 that this was taken.
Dang.
I didn't even know we had a fucking Kmart.
It's like a time capsule.
Like, dude, what the fuck?
Better save it. They're going to update it soon.
Dude, that's well, no, it's already
demolished.
Yeah, it's already a U-Haul storage facility, but just to see that in Google Street View is wild.
They all became storage facilities. There's the Kmart near us in Eagleville, where Ollie's Outlet is, the same shopping center with a Kmart. It's a self-storage center now.
Like here's an updated view of what it is. This is a U-Haul place now.
You should make a short of it with the nostalgic music playing showing Kmart.
Dude, that's right. I get so many views. And then I go right here. It's a fucking Kmart.
Yeah. I've seen the videos like that. Yeah, I love watching
back in time.
Yeah.
Right? It's fucking wild.
And Kmart's Route 66 brand of clothing held up well. I still have a pair of jeans I bought over a decade ago.
I think I lived off of that brand as a kid.
We all did.
And then what was it, the Bugle Boy or Bugler Boy?
They had basic editions, pocket T-shirts that said "Made in USA" back in the 90s.
I'm sorry.
The heavy ones.
I think
the thick
the
ones.
time store I ever walked into was a 5 and 10. That was before dollar stores ever emerged.
This thrift store that I'm looking for used to be a Woolworths.
80s, 90s. Only T-shirts I wore were concert T-shirts.
God, my area
My
used to be
shotgun
three wars.
I got right now come from Woolworth.
They had a Woolworth at the Plymouth Meeting Mall, the Montgomeryville Mall, and the King of Prussia Plaza. And some of them were two-story stores.
We had a local restaurant that just announced this week. It's called Villa Europa. They specialize like in European food, Italian, had good German food, but and they've been open in that location since like the early '60s. But they announced this week that they're closing down finally.
But you know what restaurants are doing well in my area? Because today I got some more buckets. The Italian places that pizza.
Hey, 101.
Yeah.
I don't know what you talked about before I got up here or anything, but did you talk about that phony thing that them women did? They tried to get rid of them and they floated back down to Earth.
Oh no, we didn't mention that or anything. No, I know what you're talking about.
That was so phony.
The Katy Perry thing.
Oh, you're talking when them went to space or whatever?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, what the fuck? Bullshit.
Yeah,
their mind ain't but space.
Why did they all have like real heavy mousse in their hair in the first place to make it stick up? And when they landed, allegedly landed, there's only one way to open it.
They open it, yeah.
And they show it on a live stream when the door is open and then somebody hurries up and closes it and he gets up there. He puts his hands on this thing. You know how hot something comes from through the atmosphere into Earth?
Yeah, you ain't touching that.
You
sucker.
can't touch it.
They didn't have any heating tiles on that capsule.
When those old ones would land in the ocean, it was still too hot for them to open the door, capsule door or whatever. Because it's hot. It's thousands of degrees hot when they come through the atmosphere.
I'm surprised Taylor Swift wasn't one of the crew members.
It was just one big distraction, one big mockery, especially to do it like during Holy Week in Christianity. It's one of the biggest weeks of the year. You know what I mean? Even as far as the name of that particular spacecraft or craft was called the New Shepard. Thought that was pretty interesting. 6 women.
Sorry.
the whole biblical, different ties and stuff like that. I mean, even though we view it as a quote unquote spacecraft, just the way you title and do certain things. I didn't see anything really positive or, it would just seem like a big mockery, something just thrown together for some reason. Yeah.
So this is
It ain't
the
rocket as oversized pepper.
this is that thrift store place.
Hurlers.
Yeah.
It's an interesting name.
Like I said,
I don't know, but it's literally you got the old 70s tile and
check that out.
yeah.
I still got a shotgun.
There's the jeans, like they got it. I swear, it's like walking back in time. You got socks for days. Yeah, it's like really classic, old timey. Like if they don't have it, it don't exist type thing.
Right.
Yeah, they got like a bunch of the old fashioned candy there too, and if you look, I don't know if like they individually price things still. You know how they used to go around with the tape guns, or sticker
big
guns.
red.
Yeah, see how they have the little orange tags. Yeah, it's a small place, but you can get some good deals there, man. It's not expensive at all.
It's crazy how fast time changes. When you said about, I mean, I could imagine even it was still a thing when I was a kid. You go into a place and the person was going around, tagging the individual price. And then we went into a particular store in the local mall the other morning to do a service call. We just had to change out a floor box. But the lady was just walking around the particular store with the little handheld kiosk, and she just was like waving her arm up and down, and I didn't know what she was doing, and I looked out the corner of my eye. I thought she was needing help or something, but I said, so what are you doing? I said, are you waving your magic wand, just joking? And she laughed, and she said, no, it scans all the inventory. This is how we do inventory.
Right.
So,
and
she's having a seizure
when they
or
do
something.
inventory, it's off.
I mean, this place, you can buy a belt, you can buy sewing kits. I mean, you got the jeans, overpriced jeans. I mean, you can get a fucking cowboy hat. I mean, dude. Yeah.
And them stencils back then were real cheap.
Almost kind of like the Roses here. We got some stores here called Roses.
Just a little bit of everything here. I mean, you need an area rug, you got one. You need a pillow, they got it. You need shirts, they got it. It's a whole. You need Thanksgiving turkeys, you got them.
Get it while it's hot.
Right. It's nuts actually. I love going to this place. I don't frequent it that much, but it's like walking back into time. They got the old linoleum on the rolls that you can get cut.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool seeing all the little things, the way they used to have stores back in the day. Dog beds,
It made me think it was a Kevin Costner movie. I forget the actor that was in it, but they're fixing to get ready to have their big showdown at the end of the movie. And they walk into the general store, and his buddy he asked the store clerk, he said, "What's the most expensive thing you sell here? I want it." And
I think I saw that clip.
Like the chocolate bar. He pulls out the chocolate bar.
Yeah, and he offered him. He bought a second one,
said it's the world's finest chocolate, so and so. He said, "Well, how the hell do you know? Have you ever ate one?" And he said, "No, sir."
Right.
I said, "How are you going to sell me this and you don't know?" So yeah, he bought two of them and gave him a piece.
Yeah, but this goes to show. Look at the shovels are metal.
Oh yeah, the Home Alone shovels.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like that goes to show.
Right there.
Go ahead.
Was it them plastic ones right there is not worth a crap.
I mean, you can buy cellular shades. I mean, dude, this place has got a little bit of everything. Fucking overpriced Wranglers, but yeah.
We had them too here.
I used to get my socks here a lot of the time. They have a decent like toy section if you're looking for a gift real quick for kids and shit. They got candy by the pound here, which is fucking cool. You don't have that nowadays where
You got that still. Bueller's has it.
What?
Bueller's.
So does Piggly Wiggly.
This is Burler's, not Bueller's.
No, Bueller's has where you can scoop out candy by the pound.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen some places like that, yeah.
I remember when you could get root beer barrels for 2 cents a pound at Cedar's Country Store on Skippack Pike, and the Mary Janes were like 3 or 4 or 5
2
cents.
cents a pound?
No, a root beer barrel was 2 cents for each candy.
Oh.
And the Mary Jane candy was like 3 or 5 cents.
Anybody want a fedora?
Fedora?
Fedora.
I like hats, but I can't pull the fedora hat look off. It don't look right on my head.
I can't.
I want a Boulder hat.
Oh no, they got one? They got the camo hats.
And they got the Jurassic Park hat up there at the
Right. Right here. Yeah.
I
got the Indiana Jones fedora.
top. Yeah. They got the seasonals.
Right? I could probably pull off a cowboy hat.
I haven't seen a hat that I didn't look good in.
Oh no, really?
Even a Davy Crockett hat.
I haven't seen a hat that would look good on me in decades.
Hey, anybody can pull off a Georgia Bulldog hat, I promise you.
Like, dude,
You get my point. A hat that looks good on me.
you could properly furnish a house from this place. I mean, minus your major furniture.
Yeah.
Like, they sell the little shakers of like powdered sugar and stuff.
That
like,
one
for
on the
restaurants.
left is for keys.
What?
That one on the left there is, well, both of them. You know,
they're
shake Parmesan
like
cheese out
Parmesan
of
cheese
it.
shakers. Like, you don't go
Yeah.
to a regular store and find that shit these days.
No.
No, like this place is literally walking back into time, and I fucking love going here. I've only
Love
been
that
here twice in my
parking
life.
right there.
Huh?
Is that
Is
Detroit?
you parking?
Hey,
Is
mailbox.
that in downtown Detroit?
What, Jim?
Is it in Detroit or like outside of Detroit?
It's just outside
Warren,
of Detroit.
Michigan.
It's in Warren. But I've been to that place twice, so yeah, it's just
You ought
like,
to go live stream from in there.
huh?
You ought to do a live stream from inside there if they'll let you.
They probably would. They're pretty old fashioned about it. They
I wish
probably
there
could
was.
use.
I wish there was one of those stores near me.
Yeah, there's only like one or two that I know of that are like this, but that's the only one in the area that I know that's close by me. But you don't find these old-fashioned stores, and I hate to call like the 70s old-fashioned, but yeah.
Hey, that ain't old fashioned to me. What I like finding is the hardware stores, the old fashioned hardware stores.
You want an old-fashioned hardware store? I get you an old-fashioned hardware store. It's
All the
I mean,
old fashioned
we got 'em
stores are closed around here.
Don't get me wrong, we got them around here, but they also got today's prices on everything. And there's one probably about 15, 20 miles from me. I guarantee you they got every damn thing you can think of that they used to have.
Jeff, the price of a shovel, just a cheap shovel, has doubled in the last 4 years. I got the shock of my life. I needed a new nursery spade, so I looked online and called up a place. I used to pay $85 for a King of Spades. It's an all steel spade, no wood at all. The price now is like $200. So I got a razor spade, razor brand from Home Depot online. It's got a 15-inch blade. It's a half-inch narrower, and I only paid like $84 for it.
I've got a spade. I've got the old shovel. I've got what my father had. I inherited. Okay. I even have a 2-man saw. That damn thing is about 10 to 12 foot long.
Oh, I bet.
I
You
can't
ain't
believe how
grabbing
much.
hold of that unless you know what you're doing.
I can't believe how much pitchforks have gone up in price too. They've doubled.
I got 2 of them, a big one and a small one.
Because that's the easiest way to move horse manure with a pitchfork. Because there's always hay in it.
No, the easiest way is with a backhoe.
Don't tell me they got rid of it. Damn it.
I was the other day I turned the radio on. First time I turned the radio on for a good while, and I stopped listening to the radio. I gave it completely up when they said we're playing oldies now, and it was Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me. I'm like, oh hell no!
Yeah.
And turn that thing right off. Tell me that's
Well,
oldies.
I'm gonna tell you this right here. I kind of quit listening to the radio, especially when me and the wife's going somewhere. The radio's off. She don't say nothing. As soon as I turn that radio on, she's wanting to talk. And I just want to know, is there any other married men on here got the same problem?
My wife says I talk too much.
Never had that experience. The married life, that is.
Can't say nothing.
I don't know.
My wife likes peace and quiet because of being around people 4 days a week at work.
I can understand that. Around here
Jeff,
at a certain time, somebody walking through your yard, you can hear the dead grass crunch.
you got to remember, Jeff, my wife's a nurse at an ear, nose, and throat doctor office. There's days where she has to deal with over 100 patients before the doctor sees them. She has to eat lunch like bites here and there.
Jim, is your wife in here distance?
She's sleeping right now. She'll be up at 3 o'clock to exercise. She goes to bed early.
So I was going to ask you to ask her, what is the weirdest story she can tell from her
I'll tell you
job?
a story that came up this week. They have to take all these people on Medicaid, and they have to have, there's a phone line. A lot of these patients can't speak English. There was one in this past week, a Vietnamese woman. They have to provide a phone service for them to translate, and it's like $2 a minute. And the doctor has to pay for it.
All you got to do is get on Google Translate Vietnamese to English, and it'll do it free of charge.
Well, they won't do it that way. They got to speak to someone.
You want to talk like
OSHA regulations.
You want to talk old hardware stores? Here you go. This is Rydell's True Value Hardware. It's run by a single dude. He sells guns, and it's fucking amazing in here.
We have one in this town.
Well, True Value. I know they're everywhere, but this guy's place is that's a popcorn maker.
No, that's cotton candy.
Yeah, cotton candy. Yeah, good call.
It's me. I've made about 30 million of them. I said no.
I want a old school corn shucker.
Was that a bear skin up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Cotton candy makes your face sticky. Never liked it.
Well, you're supposed to put it in your mouth, not on your face.
Yeah, but those things are so wide. Just to eat a little of it, it's going to touch your cheeks.
Well, what you do before you eat it, put it in a plastic bag and put it in the freezer. Damn, that looked good.
The heck is that?
What is
I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, that's a troll hair.
Troll.
Yeah, man.
Troll hair.
That was a chia pet or something.
Yeah, like
Looks
she's got,
exotic.
she's got some.
Popcorn.
Yeah, that's a popcorn maker.
Yeah.
The guy
It's
who
like-
used to run Ace Hardware here in the town I'm in, he ended up with Alzheimer's, and they shut it down 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but that's at 14 in Utica. So to put it into perspective, remember that explosion that happened a while back and killed the guy that
Not
with all,
offhand.
with all the canisters and shit?
Yeah.
That happened over here. So
Looks shady.
yeah, like that's within a mile of.
Yeah, don't zoom in.
I don't know.
Told you don't do it.
I'll do it. They didn't update the image. It's like right there. Oh well.
It wasn't too long ago. I don't know. It's probably been a couple of months now. I seen one the Google cars riding around somewhere around here. I like seeing those pranks, or well, people can Photoshop, I guess, but like you see the ones where people do like wild stuff as the Google cars going by.
Yeah. The one guy had his kids laying on the ground and he picked up an axe.
Yeah.
Here's another one. I've mentioned it before on here, but Daron Hardware. This is where I get my knives, man. This is fucking amazing. They're on 9 in Kelly, so that's 9 miles. So
Yeah, since 1940. How about that?
it's one of the older places. They got the Carhartt for days, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's a real old place.
Yeah. Any establishment to be operating that long, yeah, it's tough, but they did
I mean,
it.
you don't get this anymore where you can peruse the hardware section and get the little drawers of just about everything that you need, you know.
Yeah, that's the way our
Well, look at it like
Ace hardware up here.
This is also another Ace Hardware or True Value.
A store that's been open that long. Can you imagine the history that's come through that store?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Owned and operated since 1940. That's
shoot.
Shit. It's a big place too. Yeah, there. I've stood at these cabinets and stared at them for a good hour, deciding which knife to choose. But
man, I used to love going into hardware stores. Look at them knives. Walmart, hell, I just bypassed.
They have everything from Benchmade to SOG to in fact they're SOG to Buck knives. They have them organized by letter, and there's about 45 different categories.
That's how I imagine you display all your flashlights at your place.
They have case knives too.
Yeah,
the good old case knives. Like that's Jeff's era right there.
That one right there, double bladed.
Which one? This one here?
Right above where it says case.
This one?
Yeah. That is a double blade. What I had was a single blade. That damn thing would literally shave you. It kept
this one here is your rounded blade. My grandma used to call it a butter knife, but it's really a skinning knife. But either way.
Well, I will say this right here. A knife like that will get you into serious trouble if you ain't careful.
Why?
Catch a case.
Our Ace Hard, well, they don't do it anymore, but and this has been probably about 8 to 10 years ago. You can go in there you get free coffee and free donuts, and they had somebody in every department that worked there because it's the only place you can get stuff in this area.
Yeah.
you have to drive 30, 40 miles anywhere else to get anywhere. So everybody went there. And because I used to remodel apartments and stuff. So I was going in there all the time to get stuff. And you go up, grab a donut and a cup of coffee and talk for an hour or whatever as they got all your stuff ready.
Sit there and shoot the crap with people.
Yeah. And I never had to sign anything because they knew who I was. They knew who it was going for. All I had to tell them it's for a certain person's name. And they said, okay, you're good. And I can go in there and get anything I wanted.
I think this is it.
101, did you ever check out the Trump 45 I was talking about a while back ago?
No, what's that?
A 45, and it had Trump's picture and his name on it.
Oh, the 45, the gun?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen that.
I wish I'd laid my hands on one at the time.
Here's one that when I used to do the mansions down here in Grosse Pointe, the rich areas. This is the hardware store that we used to go to, called Point Hardware. It is literally like the only hardware store for a couple miles here. It's some old time. This is the one that you went to for everything in Detroit. They got the old style everything, gutters to knives, tools, like just a little bit of everything.
I love looking for the drawers. Get the right fitting.
What gets me is about 40 years ago, me and Pop had our own business. We was painting multi-million-dollar homes at the time. And I rode by there not too long ago, probably about a year or so ago. Those houses back then compared to houses today, my God, there's a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
What's wild about this place is like there's literally no parking. That's the place right there. And this is the parking. So
early morning.
So like over here, people have to park double deep just to get your shit. So imagine me with a Ford Econoline 3500 van trying to pull into this shit. It's not easy.
No.
It was very stressful for me. And then trying to get lumber out this door, forget it. But that's another old time hardware store that is really fantastic to go and see. Even if you don't buy anything, these little historical areas or historical stores in the Metro Detroit area is fucking amazing.
You figure around here, all the little hardware stores basically went under because Home Depot and Lowe's.
Well, yeah, I mean,
there used to be a Zuma's hardware store, a chain of them. The guy there was a Norristown family, and even like Skippack Village had a hardware store, and now it's a high-priced restaurant.
Here's another one down in where was it? Hamtramck?
Software store.
Yeah, it's somewhere down in just about Hamtramck area. Yeah, this is another old time one. I've never been here, but you can tell it's a kind of a sketchy area, being that they have gates on the door. But yeah, I don't know. Seeing these old places, I wish I lived in I wish I was born about 20 years prior because I feel a little bit out of place. You know what I'm saying?
That's like the Beach Boys song where they sing, wouldn't it be nice to be older?
Yeah, I know the song. Wouldn't it be nice? Yeah.
And you figure to get really good nursery tools from Home
I'm
Depot,
totally toned down.
Yeah, don't make it weird.
to get really good nursery tools from Home Depot, you got to order them online. Those heavy duty spades, they don't carry them in the stores. You know what I'm hoping? Okay, when's the last time you found a pair of all weather work gloves that were made in the USA? Probably not since the
I
early
got
19th.
two pair.
What,
I
Jeff?
got two pairs. I got two pair of them out there in the truck. I bought
They're
from
probably
Tractor.
pretty old then.
No, they ain't. About 2 years
I'm lucky to
old.
find some that can fit.
Like the Wells Lamont glove, they're all made in China now.
Well, no, you didn't say in America. You just said find some.
That are made in the USA.
Yeah.
You can still find little places like this, but they're few and far between. You get a lot of them down in Detroit because people are still redoing their, houses and shit.
I know this girl on YouTube that she bought an old hardware store, grocery store, and post office from the 1800s, and she's been cleaning it out. And you can some of the stuff they got newspapers and deeds and all kinds of stuff from the 1800s.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like to
Some
check that out.
bottles with still some old snake oil type stuff.
Yeah.
She about got it all cleaned out. There's an old elevator that you have to use
Oh,
to go
pulley
up
and lever.
Yeah,
Man, that'd be cool.
yeah,
I'll find all type of treasures there for sure.
yeah. The only problem she has right now is copperheads.
Oh, snakes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's that time of year.
she was going in, and her dad actually caught it and took the shovel to it.
I've had done with the mower already, like ones that are 2 or 3 foot long.
Dude, I opened up the front door last week, and there was a copperhead right up underneath the door trying to come in. And we've been in this house between 10 and 13 years. I'll put it like that. I can't remember. I have done found or caught 5 snakes in this house. Picked them up and tossed them out the door.
Well, Jeff, in the early 2000s, the year we built this house, the one shepherd I had, her name was Saber. Well, one night I brought her home and she just wasn't acting right. And I took her to the vet the next day. I had to carry this dog and she weighed over 90 pounds. And the vet didn't think she was going to make it. And we found 2 puncture wounds on her leg. And the vet and I thought she was bitten by a poisonous snake. Somehow she perked up.
Did they close that
I'm
one
not
down?
sure, but it seems like an old timer once told me that if a dog gets snake bit, that the dog can recuperate. They'll be sick for about a week or so, but they will recuperate.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's just a wise tale or if it's true.
Well, I've seen a lot of dogs, even get bit by rattlesnakes, and they'll have a scar. Their fur is different in that one area and stuff, but they usually come out of it.
So
we think it was a baby snake that bit her.
More survival more survival than a human, I think it would be.
And Saber was 11 years old. And when I think back, it breaks my heart. Heidi didn't make it to even 11. She made it to almost 11.
So just real quick here, here's Ace Hardware that is near my dad's old stomping grounds, like as a kid. He used to play baseball in this parking lot before it was technically a parking lot. This wall here, was there back in like the 70s. And he always used to go to this Great Lakes Ace Hardware. Why can I not click over here? But I guess this was his old neighborhood back here. But I've been here a couple times myself.
I would love to go back in time and visit some of them stores and could bring back some of the things from then to now.
Well, you can tell by the facade just how old this place is, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, it's not just that; it's the people back then.
Well, yeah, people had a little more respect.
They knew what respect was back then. I'll put it like that. You know, you could talk to people. It was just much more pleasant back then than what it is
They wouldn't they wouldn't look at you cross-eyed.
No.
Now, 101. Your father's side of the family, did they come over from Italy like in the early 1900s?
So, let me think here.
Because that's when my wife's family came over.
I don't know too much about my dad's side, which is kind of sad, actually.
A lot of Italian people came into this country, like the same time, fictionally, Vito Corleone came in.
My mom's side came in the 20s, and if you're ever familiar with the LaGrasso brothers, they're a big fruit company now.
Heard of the name, yeah.
Did they sell olive oil?
No, they sold fruit.
Didn't you tell a story about them?
Yeah, I'm going to tell it again here.
Okay.
Because when a lot of Italians came over, okay, and let's say they were little kids. Okay, the little kids, when they grew up and married other Italians, then it seemed like after World War II, the Irish and the Polish and the Italians, intermarried. And a lot of it had to do with the language. Part of it was a lot of Italian families came over. They wanted their kids to speak English, not Italian.
Well, you never heard the word or the sentence. Not tonight, dear. I got a headache. Really? Come on. Where is what?
I don't know.
He must have lost the connection.
It's past his bedtime.
So this here, if you look up LaGrasso brothers, okay, this is my mom's uncle, if I remember right, okay. This guy here in the center is one of the sons of my mom's uncle, and Uncle Sam LaGrasso used to supply the mafia with fruit and various produce and such as that. Like if they wanted to,
if they knocked somebody off, they would send a fruit basket to the person's remaining family.
Right, that's it, and that's if we liked you, Yeah. I am of no relation to these people necessarily. I think I met this guy one time at a funeral for somebody way back in the day, back in the 90s, but that's neither here nor there. I'm estranged to these people, but that is my link to the Italian side of things. Um, let me. Oh, here it is. So
You got the intel on them, but you don't
they
see
wouldn't
them.
know me from Adam. Let me put it that way.
Who's Adam?
Exactly. uh, here's a picture of Uncle Joe. I call him Uncle Joe, but this guy right here, Uncle Joe, I'm pretty sure is him.
Pants way up to their titties.
Yeah, that's like 1920s when they first came over. He started his company out going and yelling, throughout the streets of Detroit, strawberries, blueberries, whatever the fuck you wanted. It was a rickshaw cart that he started out, and
Okay.
but he grew his business from that, and that's as far as I know in terms of my link to Italian origins.
Was your mother's side of the family Italian?
Italian, German,
Okay.
Albanian.
Let me ask you this. Around here, the best roofing companies for the money are all owned by Italian people. Is it the same in the Detroit area? Like if you get a roof done around here, you got to use an Italian company.
Peckerhead, I'm not from Alabama. Thank you.
And there aren't many Italians down where you are, Jeff.
We've got a few of them down here. I was friends with a couple of them.
I tell you, for roofing and for anything masonry, you can't beat the craftsmanship.
So, as far as I'm aware, my Uncle Joe came over.
Damn, motherfucker, friggin' tracking provers.
My mom's great grandparents. So I'm thinking out loud here. So Joe's mother and father. So the brother of my grandpa. They came here in the 20s. My grandpa owned the south side of the Detroit airport at the time, and he was doing farming. I showed that on here one time a bit back. But he had some... Huh?
He was farming vegetables and nothing else, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know what he
Well,
was
there
doing.
were a lot of Italian families that farm. Actually,
Go ahead, Jim. What?
the ground where the King of Prussia Plaza is, it used to be the biggest shopping mall in the country. It isn't anymore. That used to be an Italian family's farm.
Yeah.
And they just sold out, because the kids didn't want to keep farming.
I don't blame them.
Well, not only that, but it's just become so subsidized that it's not even worth it anymore.
I mean, for corn, wheat, and soybeans, forget it. There isn't a big profit unless you're doing hundreds or thousands of acres. But if somebody can grow vegetables and sell them, there is money in it.
So
then the big problem with that is the dairy and everything.
Well, what's weird is, so my grandpa owned, I think, like this bottom part where the southern runway of Detroit Airport is right now. So they sold off their farm somewhere in here. And the ironic part is this land right here on Goddard Road, the suppliers for the company I work for now, it gets their supplies from there, which is kind of funny. The fact that the previous land around the airport used to be owned by my family. It's weird when you realize how connected you are to certain areas, and if you really want to trace your roots, you can. But my mom and my grandparents grew up in Taylor. My dad grew up, I want to say Warren, Sterling Heights, Troy area.
I know people up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Needy homesteader.
Who?
The needy homesteader.
She's in Warren.
Up that direction, yeah.
Because this is my stomping ground, so up in here. I'm not giving no specific locations, but
yeah.
Generally speaking, I'm up this way. But yeah, it's weird how you're connected, but like if you don't know the history, it just seems like, oh, you're just another, just another cog in the wheel. But how instrumental it was, the fact that my grandpa, plowed this little bit of area here, before the Detroit airport is the monolith it is today, before they expanded it. It's amazing, I don't know. If he didn't go ahead.
A lot of my ancestors were from Kentucky. Then before that, the original Boswells that came here settled in Virginia. And you figure people's families get split up, just like my grandfather. He was born in Kentucky, and after World War I, he got educated, and then he moved to Philadelphia, to teach. Then he moved to Collegeville because they didn't like living in the city. Imagine growing up in Kentucky on a 42-acre farm where the whole family worked, and living in Philadelphia, like in the early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I couldn't live in a city.
I'm curious about one thing. When did New York City become as big as it is? I mean, I know it's got to go back past 1800s.
Well, it started expanding at the Industrial Revolution.
You figure in the old 1900s, a lot of Italians came.
But it was planned out in the 1700s. I think 1806 they officially went to a grid pattern, and that's why I might as well have just left the map up at this point. When you go to Manhattan Island, give me a minute here. Hold on.
Now, ain't Manhattan Island, ain't it like a trash dump or something like that?
And you got to go back further than that, by the way.
I know.
It's in the 1600s.
I'm speaking from what I know. So if
It's a major port right there.
So if we're looking at Manhattan Island here, Lower Manhattan, if you look at the streets, they're not quite a grid. You can see streets that are on angles and shit. But towards the Industrial Revolution, I don't know which road it is here, but I think it's 14th Street right here. Everything starts to turn to grid because of the Industrial Revolution.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what year that happened, but everything south of 14th Street is 1800s and prior. And then further south, like down here in the financial district, is where you get your historical 1600s stuff, your really close together buildings.
Good God.
Yeah, these are skyscrapers, but this is basically the historical district.
Okay.
So yeah, when you think of remember that video I showed of them evacuating people from 9/11?
Yeah.
That was down here, basically they brought all the boats up here into the historical
that was
district.
in that area.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that, Boston's one of the oldest cities.
No, New York.
New York's got them beat by,
New York easily.
I think,
1600s.
10 years.
I think it's 1640.
1624, I believe.
Is it? Either way.
Damn.
That
And I'm
I
guessing at that. So let me look real quick.
and some of this, this land here, these things that are jutting out into the water. New York did not look like this.
New York.
Is there a way to turn back Google Maps?
That Statue of Liberty right there.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, yeah. 1624. Oh, dang, I still remember that.
Good shit. Good job.
Holy crap.
I'm impressed.
I
Yeah, a
was-
lot of. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And I did. Boston was 1630. So I was 6 years off of that. So not
So-
too bad.
A lot of
That's
these
still getting good.
things that you see jutting out into the water, these are man-made islands. The land back in the 1600s was not there.
Right.
A lot of this has been built up.
Well, they brought felon. You figure when they had modern machinery, even not just that, you take areas where it's like swampy in Manhattan, they dump coal ashes there, they brought rocks in. Because the ground was so valuable, they tried to, because the soil being near water was washing away from storms, they try to, fill it up to make more of it.
They did a lot of that down here in Detroit towards Zug Island. This is like the coal area where they used to bring in the.
Yep.
You can
That's like
still.
felon.
Yeah, you can still see all the asphalt and the coal, and this has basically been a designation for all your hard raw materials to come into Detroit. But back in the really early days of like Fort Detroit, which is technically, if you want to talk pronunciation, Detroit, that's French for Detroit. Back in the day, this used to be all water, and they started to divert it, which is kind of where Zug Island took its place to prevent the water from going up here when they started to build out this lower part of Detroit in the, I think it was 1800s, I know it was prior to 1812.
It's like what they did in New Orleans with the levees, diverting the water.
At one point, Belle Isle was a major thing. Like they had
A military place on there, didn't they?
yeah, it's actually right here where the memorial used to be. If you look at the angles here, this used to be, I think it was some kind of fort or some kind of structure to guard the Detroit.
The only reason I know about that is because I think it's Smithsonian Channel. I don't got it anymore, but I used to watch it where they'd fly over and they would tell you history about the area. That's the only reason I know about that island.
Now, I don't know exactly where the original fort for Fort Detroit was. I want to say it's somewhere here where the GM building is. So, being that it had to be on the water for water access, it was a very, very small enclosure. Let me see.
Now, seeing as how we're talking about old cities and everything.
Okay.
I'm talking metropolitan cities. What would be the oldest city in the United States?
What's the first city we landed on?
Plymouth.
Plymouth Rock.
Then Jamestown after that.
So, if you want to know a little bit of history,
But
Rome. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but there's a difference between when we became a country and we got loose from the British people.
Now, if you want a little bit of history here, Romeo Plank Road is or was the very first paved road in North America. You're like, wait a minute, hold up. Why was it the very first paved road? Okay, get it from the name here, Romeo Plank. I forget the guy's first. His last name was Romeo. Um, actually lined the road with planks, thus the name Romeo Plank. And that was to go from basically the heart of Detroit. If you draw a line straight down, you basically get to Detroit, and you take that.
Are you serious? 1565.
Again, that's the oldest city, but that's not when it became United States.
That was
you
before.
have to.
Yeah.
You have to. There's a big difference.
Yeah, it's about 100 years after that, but
In Boston and earlier, but they want to claim historical value or historical precedence to Romeo Plank Road for that being in the modern era, I guess you could say, like 1800s ish. Let me show you here.
The way they go, well, first was Plymouth, and then about 10 years after that was Jamestown. So wherever they decide when we became United States, because you ask Google and they'll have a list of different different things, but the oldest city is St. Augustine in Florida.
And Jerry also says State Streets in Chicago is still cobblestone.
Oh yeah.
You know how it's been since I've seen a street like that.
Well, in New York City, in some areas, I can't remember. Grace probably knows when they drill down or do stuff like put in a new building or a new road or something where they have to fill it up.
Right.
They still find crushed oyster shells that was used to cover the streets and stuff.
So here's Romeo Plank Road, like back in the day. Let me open this in a new tab. Hold on. This is what they called a road back then. I know it's small. Give me a minute. So that was Romeo Plank Road back when they first built it.
My road.
So
that's my driveway.
Right. So that's where that comes from.
Well, my road is brick.
It's
my road looked like that.
It became a major trading post or trading post route, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And everybody was lining up their shops along that road.
Yeah.
Here in this town here, you can go to Lake Park and ride a boat that's powered by horses up the canal. The same canal that
I've not seen that.
The same canal that brought product back and forth from what used to be the capital, which was used to be Zanesville a long time ago, or Putnam, something like that. Anyways, until they changed it to Columbus. But this canal goes all the way across the state, and that's how they hauled stuff and people. It's a big flat bottom boat that had 4 or 5 horses, and they would pull them along the side of the canal.
So,
Okay.
who here is familiar with I-94?
Nope.
Okay, so it's this highway here.
It's a highway.
Yeah, it's going from
It's
Detroit, and then it will go all the way down into Chicago. Okay, back in the 1800s, I-94. I'm losing it here.
That's where Boswell came from.
What bushcraft?
The Boswells? Happy Days?
I didn't hear what you said.
Chicago?
It wasn't the Boswells.
Anyway, I-94 was originally blazed in the 1800s to connect to Fort Detroit to Chicago, and later became one of the longest highways in North America at the time. You can go all the way across 94, and 94 is basically
So it had to be before 66?
Huh?
Before 66?
Fort 66?
Before 66. Route 66.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
1800s, yes.
Okay.
The military wanted to connect Chicago to Detroit. They blazed the trail that later became Highway 94 or I-94. If you travel I-94 and you take the back way, basically the scenic route, the non-highway part of it, non-modern part, you get a lot of the equivalent of what we call the Route 66 version of Michigan. That is something that I want to do, like before I kick the bucket.
But wouldn't the Oregon Trail be older than that?
I said at the time it was one of. It's not the not the oldest, one of the oldest. But it was.
Is it I-40 going from east to west, or is it I-5 in California that is now the longest road in the United States?
I have no clue.
I don't know. I haven't traveled for a while, so I've been on all of them though.
Yeah.
I know one of the best ones, and it probably isn't anymore, but Route 101. Sorry, 101, but it was one of the best, or some call it Route 1, or Highway 1, but it goes along the coast of California and up.
Okay, one of the oldest roads on the East Coast is 202. That predated 94.
95 goes from Miami, Florida, all the way up into Canada.
Wow, they really expanded Mackinac. This never used to be on the map. What the hell?
Monty, which road are we talking about? I-5?
Route 20 is the longest.
Route 20. Where is that at?
3,365 miles. Newport, Oregon to Boston. goes through 12 states, while I-90 is the longest interstate.
Huh.
It can't be right because I
It-
know I-40
It's
goes.
shorter. It's shorter than Route 20 overall.
Since when the fuck did they put a golf course on the island? The fuck?
Damn, it's been a while, ain't it? 101.
Yeah, it's been about 15 years since I've been here.
Okay, Route 202 goes from Delaware to Maine.
Well, now, if you'll look on that map, just as soon as it gets to the borderline of Canada, it changes routes, but it's the same highway.
Did you know that they pay the person that mans this lighthouse $1 million a year to stay on there?
Good God.
Why does he get paid that much?
Because it's literally you have to be there alone 24/7
I
manning
guess
the
he
light.
doesn't eat out much.
Well, I mean,
Talking about getting away
you're
from the
literally 200 feet away from the island. You could theoretically go to the
Row
island.
the boat over and roll
Right.
it down.
Right. But this what they pay a lighthouse keeper for this one it's fucking ridiculous.
Monty says the Pan American Highway is 18,000 miles.
Yeah. I don't know if you're aware of the guy that has the cabin on the back of the truck, the F-250. You aware?
I think I've seen him.
He's from Alaska. He's driven the Pan American Highway like twice, I think.
Damn.
Yeah. This is a recreation of what the fort looked like on the inside. The old Victorian style houses and shit. I've been in these cabins, if you want to call them that.
I want one of them on truck, back of the truck.
Yeah, Cannon.
Yeah, make me go faster. That'd be my turbo.
Every day they fire the cannons at a certain time. I forget when, but yeah.
Well, I hope it's a daytime and not nighttime.
Oh,
That
they'll
waking
do it.
up every night will get me.
I think they do it at noon and then like 1 o'clock or something. I think it's on like lunchtime.
Damn.
But yeah, I've walked these things. It's fucking amazing to see the stone and all that because it's hard to wrap your head around the fact it was laid in the 1700s.
Professor Falcon. Hello,
You
sir.
know, it's
Hello,
it's
Miss
nuts.
Daniel. Well, now, I used to love going to places like that. You know, up here in the mountains, we got waterfalls like you wouldn't believe, but you got to hike to get to them.
There you go.
I can't do that.
1780.
That was made after the French Indian War, then, that fort.
1780?
Yeah, the French Indian War was like 1754, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, because we were, we were fighting the French.
What was the War of 1812? That was the Brits, right?
Yeah, 1754. The French and the Indians allied themselves against the colonists and the British.
That's right.
When did that start? Moving on.
What did
If
that?
you ask me, the French were real men back in those days.
I can't really read what that is. Damn it.
Zoom in a little bit. Hold it. There I go. Fort.
Quarters for the officers in the 1880s. Oh, they were using it right up in the Civil War here. We occupied the west side of the double set, which command their rooms, having very high ceilings on the first floor, and I can't fucking read. And their rooms with low ceilings above a galley that ran across the front of the house, and it and our front windows we had an extended view of the Strait of Mackinac. I filled wait a minute. I filled our one bay window with hanging baskets of vines and potted plants. Okay. I can't read that name. Something William Colbert, Fort Mackinac, 1884. Damn, dude.
They better damn old today.
Then other things, back when this country was founded, some of these older houses, the second floors only had 7-foot ceilings.
That's probably what he was talking about, was their lower doorways and, you know.
Now, the ceilings in my house right now, they probably about maybe 15 foot, 12 to 15.
About mine, 15, 16 feet.
I love how they have the little restroom thing.
Hey, I walked in Dollar General last night. I had to go to the bathroom, and they had a sign on there. One side was female, the other side was a male. I turned around and asked the cashier, "What am I, male or female?" And she said, "I guess you're male." So I walked on in there and used it.
Want to play pool with Civil War dummy?
Hey, I'll play a game with him. Wait a minute. That's not pool. That's billiard table.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Jeff.
Man, don't you know the difference between a billiard table and a pool table?
Same shit, ain't it?
No. Go back and look at it and tell me what's missing.
Pockets.
Yep. If there ain't no pockets on it, that's a billiard table. There is two colored balls. What you do is you got to bank it so many times before you hit the ball. I'm not familiar with billiards.
Okay, so I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild. I never knew that billiards didn't have pockets. I never noticed that. Holy shit.
Yeah, and they have one where they have the pockets in the middle, where they got these little knobby things that you have to hit around them.
Yeah.
I forget what that's called.
The bumper pool?
No, well, it has little bumpers in the middle, but I think
yeah, it's like a plus shape bumpers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Sudoku table.
I don't know.
Well, I'm not a pool or billiards man, but one reason why they don't have pockets is because they could have had a mouse problem. Because I've heard stories where people had a pool table and mouse got in the pockets.
If I'm not mistaken, and don't quote me on it, billiard tables, the game was imported somewhere overseas. I don't know what country it was. And them damn tables were completely slate tables.
I feel sorry for that guy's back having to sit there like that all day.
They probably ran out of furniture. They probably
pull
ran
up
out of
history.
furniture.
Pull up the history on Billiards, and you'll see. Snooker. That's the game you're talking about with the bumpers.
I just looked it up, and no, that's not it.
It ain't it either.
No.
Monty, you're wrong. Thanks a lot for embarrassing me. I do that enough.
It's a big table though. It's a simple English pool table.
Okay.
It's huge too.
More people probably have swimming pools than pool tables, is my guess.
And I think there looks like 1, 2,
3, 6,
maybe 3 colors there.
Look how rusty. Oh,
okay.
That you need to have in the house.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the one I was talking about is called.
Dude, this is wild. You
They're
know,
usually small.
Whoa, hold it right there. Look at the beams on there, how they're notched in there.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it's wild to think that something from the 1700s can sit here and not decay away. Now, granted, it's being taken care of, but
yeah,
I mean, anything today. Good luck on 50 to 100 years. You know,
it ain't gonna happen.
You can see the wear marks, the history, the alterations of these gun ports and these sight ports over the years. It's fucking wild.
Well, look at it like this. Back then, they did not have 2x4s and 2x6s. They had damn trees.
Right. And
Well,
you can see the imperfections of where they
go back to the floor.
Yeah, what about the
Now
floor?
go back over where it's shiny. Right. Keep now left. Oh, you can see it there too. See the saw blades?
Yeah, the back and forth marks. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's all hand done. Yeah.
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 That's with that big saw that Jeff was talking about.
And it's not. You notice it's not a clean line. It's whatever they had on hand. They cut it to make it fit.
Yeah.
Now, if I ain't mistaken, the walls, it was done with hatchets and hell, I can't think of the name of it. It's like a hoe, but the blade come back to you.
Yeah. You notice the paint's been or the stone's been wore away here, probably from them running back and forth and rubbing this wall, getting cannonballs for this cannon.
Well, people being in there too.
Oh,
Yeah. Does it say how old that place is?
What? Mackinac?
Yeah. He showed it at the beginning.
Yeah, the fort is 1780 to 1895.
Damn, that's going on.
I wonder how much those cannons weigh.
A lot.
Yeah, a couple 100 pounds.
Damn, wooden wheels too.
Yeah, it's like what you have on a lower belly of a ship.
Yeah.
This one here, I'm pretty sure, is the one they fire every day at noon.
Okay. That's it. I'm gonna make a cannon. Yeah, I will.
Most historical
Well,
spot.
there's 1812.
Yeah, they used it to guard against the British, which obviously didn't work. The British seized the island. But
Jerry, I'd have to go thicker than that. He says 8-inch beams. Them things look to be about what? Maybe 12 to 18 inches thick.
Oh, that big ones? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the old supply room. That's fucking
That
wild.
was probably full size log up there, and they just trimmed it up a little bit.
Yeah, they took the bark off of it.
What do you got to say? Anything that I can read? No.
Which canteen?
I don't know what it looks like now, but in the 80s, Tombstone. Oh man, that was the coolest place. I explored the whole place, even out in the desert part. I even went out in the desert and looking around for stuff.
Can I just
I
point
went-
out? Can I just point out how
No.
small the beds are? Like, what the fuck?
No. Well, hell, you'd fit real good on one.
Barely.
My damn feet would be hanging off. Yeah. I wanted to go out in the Midwest and find a ghost town and just go through it.
Jerome or something like that in Arizona. You can still go through that.
Yeah, but other people's gone through that. Though,
Oh,
probably.
well, everybody's gone through every city in the country. It's not,
Well, no doubt, but I'm talking about a place where not that many people has gone through compared to.
You won't find that in the United States.
This is the mail room or the telegraph room. There's your old.
Yeah, me and Bushcraft was them mail rooms. Cause we're out in
Here's the cannon firing.
Yeah,
boom, boom, boom.
Professor, that's what I was talking about. That one's still, as far as I know, still a really good ghost town. Even though there's people living in it, but still. Well, Tombstone, there's ghosts all up and through there.
I just
it's mainly well, at the time it was mainly behind.
I'll be right back.
I think it's Ford Theater, not Ford Theater. That's the President one. Oh crap! I can't remember the theater that was, but behind it, they'll ghosts walking up and down through there, still in the old-fashioned clothes and everything.
I wonder what the Emma's like for that cannon.
The Battle of Guilford County here in North Carolina. You can go up there early mornings when the fog is on, and you can hear the gunfire from back in the Civil War. Bisbee.
Are there many tombstones in Tombstone, Arizona?
Yeah. It's called Boot Hill.
I was trying to think the name of it.
And it actually called Boot Hill. There's and again, I don't know because I haven't been there in a long time, but there's you'll see the famous ones, the Earps killed and everything, but there's some other people that weird names and stuff like that, how they died and stuff.
Well, now, ain't there quite a few famous people up there in Boot Hill? I'm not talking about from the shootout like that. I can't think of what dead name.
The Earps.
Yeah, the Corral shootout.
Yeah, which technically they weren't in the corral.
No.
That's just movie stuff. It happened next to it, and I can't remember because you can actually go in the. And again, this has been a while. There used to be a guy that you could draw against. You put a quarter in there and you get 3 tries. I got so good that guy never had a chance. And he would go and draw his gun, and and it was all light and stuff. You didn't actually shoot anything out. You'd have to shoot him. I think in the chest or in the head. I can't remember.
Okay, I'm back.
And you actually had to do it the old way, with the hammer.
Single action.
Yeah.
So not to interrupt y'all's. Okay, Jeff. Thank you. Conversation.
Anytime.
It is late. Tomorrow is Easter, and I'm tired, and I'm
got to finish cooking.
No. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here if we don't have any final thoughts. Anybody?
Final thought. 99.
So, probably see y'all next weekend, unless something drastic happens. Yeah. Y'all have a good. Y'all have a good night. Shut up, Jeff. 101.
Out.